Not every Heisman Trophy winner is made equal, and certainly not when you're discussing a Heisman class, especially at the next level. We're breaking down every group of finalists since 2000 based on how each fared in the NFL. So, without further ado, at the time, there looked to be a pair of future Pro Football Hall of Famers in this Heisman class of 2012. Johnny Manziel and Manti Te'o were bona fide stars, while K-State's Colin Klein was a legend in Manhattan, Kansas. But at the next level, none of them made the leap. Johnny Football became the first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy, and his pro-level expectations were sky high a few years later.
The Cleveland Browns select Johnny Manziel, quarterback, Texas A&M.
Drafted by the Browns in 2014, Manziel was pitched as a franchise savior. It took one start for fans to realize he was anything but.
Johnny Manziel, careless to say the least, throwing this football up, and Pac-Man Jones takes advantage.
It turns out this is not College Station anymore.
He'd be out of the league after just 8 career starts. Manziel went on to bounce around the CFL and indoor leagues before officially calling it quits. 2012 runner-up Te'o was never the player many thought he'd be in the pros, but he did play 8 NFL seasons, starting 48 games for the Chargers and Saints.
2nd and 10. And Brady throwing, it's intercepted at the 3-yard line.
The ball finds him. It did at Notre Dame. It is here with the Chargers.
Te'o had 60-plus tackles in 4 different seasons, but he also racked up a deep injury history, missing significant time over his career. K-State's Klein never took a pro snap. It's never a good sign when your class's Heisman winner doesn't even play in the NFL, and it gets even worse when you see how little the other 3 quarterbacks did as pros. Quarterback Eric Crouch was a dynamic athlete for a Nebraska team that went to the national championship game. Despite this, NFL teams weren't interested in him as a quarterback. He was drafted in the 3rd round by the Rams as a receiver and never played a down for any team.
Dorsey picked off. Pass intercepted by Ashley Ambrose.
The winning quarterback in that championship game was Ken Dorsey, who turned into a 7th-round pick in 2003 for the 49ers. He started 13 games in 5 seasons, only 2 wins and 18 interceptions.
Middle of the field, Ricks. It's picked off. Harrington overthrew Ricks. The Packers take over. And Joey obviously doesn't make a real good throw here, but not a real good place to try to put it.
Joey Harrington helped ascend Oregon into college football relevance. Fans in Detroit were praying he'd do the same for the Lions. The 3rd overall pick in 2002 failed to meet expectations, going 18-37 in 4 seasons with the team. Harrington was out of the NFL 3 years later, throwing 79 touchdowns to 85 interceptions.
2nd and 11. And Grossman's going to go deep. And that pass is perfectly thrown to Berrien for the touchdown.
The headliner of the 2001 class was none other than Rex Grossman. While he finished 2nd in Heisman voting, he was a 1st-round draft pick in 2003. Grossman had his fair share of struggles, but is best known for reaching the Super Bowl with Chicago in 2006. In all, he bounced around for 11 years and put together 2 3,000-yard passing seasons. It's too early to make a judgment, but it's still safe to say this class is better than 2012 and 2001, a group that featured 3 top 10 NFL draft picks that contributed in year 1.
Extra man on the rush. Lawrence is able to float it, and Hunter makes the catch. Well, he's one of those guys who he has such great ball skills, whether he's on defense or on offense, and there's an example of it.
Winner Travis Hunter showed flashes of brilliance in Jacksonville before a season-ending injury. Whether he reaches superstardom is yet to be known, but there are promising signs.
Genty springs free. Turns on the Jets, one guy to beat. Byer can't bring him down. And everybody's been waiting for this. Ashton
Genty has quickly ascended into one of Vegas's top weapons. The 6th overall pick out of Boise State is a traditional downfield runner, never afraid of contact.
Ward looking. Looping out of trouble. Trying to set up receivers. He's going to throw against his body to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Spectacular! Io Manor!
From inside the 20 of the Patriots. Gabriel fires, floating for his tight end. He's got it, and he's in. Harold Fadden Jr. has a Cleveland touchdown.
Both Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel quickly became year-one starters for their rebuilding teams. There's still a lot to learn before either becomes franchise cornerstones. Both have made their share of rookie mistakes, along with small flashes of brilliance. This class should easily move up as time goes on. Another quarterback-heavy class that failed to deliver at the next level. It's the respectable production of the lone running back that keeps 2006 from falling further down our countdown.
Benson free in the secondary, and there he goes! He gets by Carey, stiff arms his way in for the 36-yard touchdown run!
Wow, and this is like a video game. Watch this. He hits the B button, spin there, and then the move at the second level, and then watch the wicked stiff arm.
Darren McFadden was unstoppable at Arkansas, but injuries prevented him from dominating at the next level. The top 5 draft pick still lasted 10 seasons, putting together a pair of 1,000-yard campaigns. McFadden showed glimpses of stardom that made him so special in college. Heisman winner Troy Smith put on a show at Ohio State in 2006 and parlayed it into a 5th-round draft selection to Baltimore in 2007. He never truly took off at the next level, going 4-4 in 8 career starts. Smith got extended time as a starter in 2010 with the 49ers as an injury replacement for Alex Smith.
With the 9th pick in the 2007 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Ted Ginn, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Wow! You could read Brady Quinn's lips. That was surprising. And Brady Quinn sits.
Brady, check us out on your Sprint phone. Listen to me. It's going to be okay.
The most notable moment of Brady Quinn's NFL stint came on draft night, where he couldn't escape the cameras of the green room. Projected to be a top pick, Quinn kept sliding all the way into the 20s. The Browns eventually took him, but he was unable to end the team's quarterback curse.
Good block by Schaefer. That's intercepted. That's picked off by Anthony Weaver, the ex-Baltimore Raven. Tackled on the play by Quinn. Right to him.
McFadden is also a member of the 2007 Heisman class. He led the country in rushing back-to-back seasons, but the star of this group is a certain miracle worker out of Florida.
Denver's football, first snap of overtime here, tied at 23, line of scrimmage the Bronco 20. Shotgun for Tim Tebow. Short motion is Eddie Royal. Tim play fakes in the pocket, sets, throws, pass, caught. Demaryius Thomas out over the 45 midfield. Here we go. 40, 35, foot race, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown! Denver is over! It's over in Denver!
You gotta love Tim Tebow. The 2007 Heisman winner may have only started 16 NFL games, but boy did he make an impression. Tebow will always be remembered for his 2011 run in Denver, dragging the team to the postseason. He remarkably engineered a league-high 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. In a win against Kansas City that year, Tebow completed just 2 passes. The second was a 56-yard game-winning touchdown, though.
For Decker, he's got it! Touchdown, Denver!
The following season, Peyton Manning signed with the Broncos, and Tebow never started another game at quarterback, but man, was it a fun ride.
He's got the throw in here today to probably win this football game, I think. 2nd and 10, turn around, caught, touchdown, Tariq Cohen. Well, that's 2 for Daniel today.
When it comes to the best careers in NFL history, Chase Daniel could be thrown in the conversation. No, not because of his play, but his lack thereof. Daniel started in just 5 games over a 14-year career while making over $40 million in contract earnings. Holt Brennan was a fan favorite who put Hawaii football on the map. He took the Warriors all the way to the Sugar Bowl, but he never played a snap in the NFL. 6 finalists got the call to New York in 2013, and none of them lived up to expectations as pros. Jameis Winston is the only one still active, and he's been up and down over the last decade. The top overall pick in the 2015 draft wasn't the franchise quarterback the Bucs hoped for, but he provided his fair share of highlights.
3rd and 10, Jameis pressured again, spins out of it. Jameis in his own end zone. Waiting for somebody to get open, looks deep down the field. Mike Evans.
There's a significant drop-off among the rest of the quarterbacks. We discussed Manziel, Jordan Lynch never took an NFL snap, and A.J. McCarron only started 4 regular season games. He came minutes away from winning a playoff game against the Steelers in 2015, though. Didn't play too shabby either.
Here's a 3rd and 7. And McCarron goes down the field, and it's caught and breathes in for the touchdown.
Good job, and also what happened that time, did you see A.J. McCarron?
Trey Mason and Andre Williams had brief NFL careers, each peaking as rookies in 2014.
Mason here's got a lot of room. Trey Mason off to the races, across the 50. One man to beat. Mason to the house.
Try to do it again, bobble by Williams and into the open field. And Andre Williams will race to the end zone, a touchdown, 49 yards.
Just 6 seasons between the two, with neither playing after 2017. A trio of quarterbacks come in at 19. Tebow made his 2nd straight trip to New York in 2008, but fell short to an eventual 1st overall pick in Sam Bradford.
And rolling out, Bradford's going to go for the long ball, and he's got a man there with the catch at the goal line.
Bradford never lived up to his #1 draft selection, playing just 4 injury-plagued years with the Rams. He wasn't a flat-out bust, though, throwing for over 3,500 yards in 4 separate seasons. Bradford was no savior, but was a capable starting quarterback for parts of 8 years.
McCoy buys time with his feet. End zone throw. Receiver out there. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Cribbs.
Colt McCoy was a legend at Texas, leading the team to a national championship appearance. In the NFL, he fell victim to the Browns' quarterback carousel, winning just 6 of his 21 starts with the team. He spent the rest of his time as a backup for the Redskins, Giants, 49ers, and Cardinals. McCoy hung around until 2022 before calling it a career. A 4-man quarterback class next, with the potential to place much higher in the years ahead. It's just the beginning for Caleb Williams and C.J. Stroud.
Can they win it? Stroud to the end zone. Touchdown! Tank Dell! C.J. Stroud leads a magical drive.
The 2nd overall pick of the 2023 draft came out of the gates red hot. Stroud led the league in passing yards per game in his debut season, winning NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. He led Houston to playoff wins in each of his first 2 seasons and looks to be the guy there for years to come.
Williams slings it. Williams. Loveland bangs off his man. He's going to score. Home. Colston Loveland in a jaw-dropper.
We're only into year 2 of the Caleb Williams experience, and he's starting to show why he took home the Heisman Trophy back in 2022. Williams had impressive numbers as a rookie, 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns, but he was sacked 68 times, and Chicago only won 5 games. Year 2 saw a big-time development leap with incoming head coach Ben Johnson. There may be no Heisman class since 2000 more iconic than this one. 3 of the most decorated college athletes of the century. Yet at the next level, each left something to be desired.
And here is the end around and a double reverse. Here is Reggie Bush on the double reverse inside the 10. Dives in. And no signal given yet. And a flag is down in the end zone, and a touchdown.
Reggie Bush was a showstopper at USC and added to the highlight reel as a rookie with the Saints. Bush later won a Super Bowl as a key contributor for the team in 2009. Despite the success, he never turned into the superstar many thought he'd be coming out of college. Bush averaged just around 800 yards from scrimmage per season in New Orleans. A career revival came in 2011 as Bush developed into a three-down back with Miami and later Detroit. In total, he had over 10,000 all-purpose yards and 58 touchdowns over 11 seasons.
Leinart throws for Fitzgerald, and it's picked off by Bowman. It was not thrown on the timing that Larry Fitzgerald was expecting it.
Bush's quarterback at USC, Matt Leinart, was taken 10th overall by the Cardinals in 2006. Didn't come close to justifying that price tag, just 18 career starts, and he's best known as the quarterback benched for Kurt Warner, who took the Cards to the Super Bowl in 2008.
Vince Young looks. Don't hold. Runs, throws. Caught. It's caught for a touchdown. Vince Young leads a 99-yard drive for a game-winning touchdown.
Vince Young won Rookie of the Year in 2006 in Tennessee and quietly went 30-17 in 5 seasons with the team. However, inconsistent play and injuries had him out of the league by 2011. He was no bust, but certainly not what you want from a top 5 pick. For a while, it seemed like 2018 could feature one of the best Heisman classes in the bunch, but it's taken a step back with the top 2 vote-getters in career purgatory.
Murray running out of time, on the move, coming back this way. Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Kyler Murray's shown flashes of brilliance since being selected first overall by Arizona in 2019. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year and has a couple of Pro Bowls to his name. But just 38 wins and 87 career starts won't get it done, and it looks as though the team is ready to part ways. The jury is still out on how Murray's career will be written, but pressure is beginning to mount.
With the best beginning field position, 35 of LA, he's got Hill. That's a touchdown! The electrifying Hill finishes it off for Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's career is also an odd one. Led the league in passing yards in 2023 and had a winning record in each of his first 5 seasons as a starter. But his time as a Dolphin has come with more questions than answers. Injuries have been a major concern, and Miami has never felt like a legitimate contender with him at the helm. Tough to say if he's the guy, but the clock is rapidly ticking. Dwayne Haskins was a first-round pick by Washington in 2019 and started 13 games with the team. The Ohio State standout was tragically killed in 2022 at the age of 24. 2020 was the infamous COVID year in college. Some conferences featured abbreviated schedules, but these 4 managed to stand out above the rest in a wacky football landscape.
Looking to run some clock, or maybe throw the dagger. Hurts going deep for it all. Devontae Smith! He has got it! Touchdown! Forget run the clock. That's the dagger.
Between college and the pros, Devontae Smith is as decorated as it gets. Heisman Trophy, national champion, Super Bowl ring. You can't ask for a better start to a young career. He's established himself as one of the elite number 2 receivers in all of football and is far from being done.
Short drop over the middle, wide open. Touchdown. What an opening drive.
Outside of Smitty, the quarterback class has been a bit shaky to say the least. His college quarterback, Mac Jones, reached the playoffs as a rookie in New England, then proceeded to struggle and lose the job after 3 seasons. 2025 saw Jones reset in San Francisco. Is it the next great quarterback revival story? Nothing of the sort is likely for Kyle Trask, who is without a home in 2025, 3 years as a backup in Tampa.
Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville. It looked like he was dead in the right, and here they all come.
He looked like Earl Campbell getting out of there.
Who knows with Trevor Lawrence, a can't-miss prospect out of Clemson, drafted into the Urban Meyer Jaguars, his rookie season was disastrous, but tough to blame him. Year 2 saw Lawrence lead a 27-point comeback win in the wild card round of the playoffs. He followed that up with a 2023 collapse where the Jags went 1-5 down the stretch to miss the postseason. Can he ever be a bona fide franchise quarterback? Time will tell, but it would push this class up higher on the list. Another recent class here, with plenty of room to move up or down the list depending on how everything plays out.
Underneath, it's picked off! And here comes the veteran Kenny Moore, chased by Young. That is a pick six!
Young wants to throw to the ball to the left. As the pressure comes, he throws it late to the flat.
C.J. Stroud's ascension into a young star has already been covered, but how about the quarterback taken ahead of him in 2023? Bryce Young had a poor start to his NFL career and was even benched early in the 2024 season. Since he's returned to the starting lineup, he certainly has been better, but still leaves much to be desired. Carolina seems to be trending in the right direction, but is that due to Young? Let's see if the Panthers can keep it up.
Dolphins bring 4. Pickett in the middle, he's intercepted! Trying to force it in, and the safety, Javon Holland, took it away!
Pickett wearing those gloves pushed the envelope just a little too far.
Kenny Pickett's time as a Steeler did not go as planned, traded after 2 seasons, and currently on his 4th team. He's the only one in this class with a ring, though, taking the final snaps for the Eagles in Super Bowl 59.
3rd and 7, Mayfield in trouble, breaks free from one, but he can't get away from the second. He did it again! A high five for Aiden Hutchinson! His 5th sack of the day!
Aiden Hutchinson is who puts the 2021 class ahead of some of the more recent ones. A game changer since he started with the Lions, Hutch has been among the most productive pass rushers in the league. The sky is the limit for the hometown hero. No busts here, but a lack of star power lands this 2014 class in the middle of the pack. That said, all 3 finalists having respectable careers is a rare occurrence.
And they're coming because Leslie and Smith. Mariota out of it, and he can fly. Plenty for a first, plenty more to the 40. Mariota's got his eyes on the end zone. Can he finish at the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Mariota!
Marcus Mariota lit up the Pac-12 at Oregon and was drafted 2nd overall by the Titans in 2015. In Tennessee, he never became a franchise cornerstone, but he did get them a wild playoff win in 2017.
Tennessee in dire need of 6 and not 3. Mariota to the line of scrimmage, maybe across the line. It deflects back to him for a touchdown for the moment. But was he across the line of scrimmage? I believe that's a touchdown. And one you won't see for a long time.
Outside of his wild card heroics, Mariota threw just 76 touchdowns in 61 starts with the team and was replaced by Ryan Tannehill in 2019. Since then, he's been bouncing around the league as a backup.
Running play for Gordon. Trying to loop around. Finds an opening, and there goes Gordon down the sideline. Does Gordon have enough speed to take it all the way? Melvin Gordon. He's in!
Melvin Gordon was productive in his time as a Charger and Bronco, scoring the 4th most rushing touchdowns in football from 2016 to 2022. The 2-time Pro Bowler was a reliable back for any offense in his prime.
Extra men on the rush. Pass is caught. Deflection. Touchdown. Cowboys win. Amari Cooper. His 3rd of the game.
No matter what team Amari Cooper played for over his 10-year career, he put up numbers. The 4th overall pick in 2015 had multiple 1,000-yard seasons with 3 different teams and finished with over 10,000 yards overall. Yet another class with Colt McCoy and Tim Tebow, plus 2 bruisers who carried their college offenses, along with one of the scariest defenders you'll ever watch.
Toby Gerhart in field goal range.
And Toby Gerhart makes him pay with a huge touchdown.
Toby Gerhart was drafted to be a complementary back to Adrian Peterson in Minnesota. He was never productive enough to justify taking touches away from the former MVP. Gerhart finished with under 1,700 rushing yards over 6 seasons.
0 for 9. Ball's loose. Picked up by Fairley, and it's a touchdown. And Ndamukong Suh stripped it.
Ndamukong Suh spent 12 seasons on a warpath against opposing quarterbacks. A member of the 2010s All-Decade team, the defensive tackle earned 5 All-Pro selections between 2010 and 2016. He'd later become a key addition on 3 different teams that reached the Super Bowl, winning one with Tampa in 2020. Suh met his lofty expectations out of college as one of the best defenders of the past 15 years.
Ingram through a hole. Mark Ingram. Buffet, the only one to catch him. And Mark Ingram is going all the way for a Saints touchdown.
2009, Nick Saban's first national championship at Alabama and a Heisman campaign from Mark Ingram. The undersized back would go on to become the Saints' all-time leading rusher at one point. Ingram hung around NFL locker rooms for 12 seasons, totaling 3 Pro Bowls and over 10,000 yards from scrimmage. This may be bold, and it's about potential as much as anything else, but the Heisman class of 2023 already deserves to be in the top half of the last 25 years. All 4 players have contributed, 3 promising quarterbacks, and a receiver looking to make a name for himself.
Murray on the rollout, looking deep for Harrison! Marvin Harrison Jr. to the end zone! Touchdown again!
Maserati Marv has become a bit of a polarizing player when discussing his production, but nobody can deny the talent. He's had his share of highlight catches, and with a consistent target share, he has all the potential to be a top wideout.
Pumps, now up in the pocket. Penix dives! Did he get in? Did he get in? Yes! Touchdown Atlanta! Michael Penix on the dive!
Over in Atlanta, the Falcons hope Michael Penix becomes their next franchise quarterback. While it's way too early to tell, the offense has shown flashes. Penix still needs to prove himself, but the rapid ascension of the other 2 signal callers justifies this spot.
3rd down and 7. This one is launched from McLaurin. He's got it! Touchdown! Unbelievable on 3rd down and 7. A great throw, great call.
Jaden Daniels is going through the injury bug in 2025, but that doesn't diminish his historic rookie season. As a team, Washington went from winning 4 games in 2023 to 12 in 2024. Daniels is one of 2 rookies to throw for 25 touchdowns and rush for 5 more, and saved his best stuff for the postseason. A 45-point explosion against the top seed Lions saw Washington make its first NFC Championship game since 1991.
Anarumo saying, get over the top of Sutton. Burden the block. And Nix will throw it. It is caught. Touchdown! Touchdown! Men's got the ball!
The Broncos are trending in the right direction, making a real run at AFC supremacy with the help of Bo Nix. His 29 passing touchdowns as a rookie, 2nd most in history, and he's building real chemistry with Sean Payton. A Super Bowl run could cement 2023 as a top 10 class already. The 2011 Heisman class is a tough one to rank. Some great players with short peaks, and with that being said, not everyone was a hit either.
And they pitch it to Trent Richardson. The big acquisition in September for the Colts, and he puts the ball on the ground, and it's picked up. Kansas City has it. So the first time Trent Richardson touches the ball, he fumbles it.
At Alabama, Trent Richardson looked like the second coming of Adrian Peterson. That idea was quickly squashed after 1 season in Cleveland. Richardson was traded to Indy to be the team's next great running back. Instead, he never surpassed 600 yards in a season with the team and was out of football after 2014. Wisconsin phenom Monty Ball fared even worse. A 2nd-round pick in 2013, Ball totaled just 731 rushing yards in a 21-game career.
Tough game here, and here is RG3. He's going to run for the first down, and still on his feet. RG3 is going to outrace everybody.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's world-class speed by Robert Griffin III.
RG3's first NFL season was magical. Rookie of the Year over the likes of Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson, over 4,000 yards of total offense and a trip to the playoffs. But a brutal knee injury cut that 2012 season short, and injuries would go on to impact his career. He still managed to hang around as a backup through 2020.
Showed blitz, but backed off. Jackson fires, picked off at the 35-yard line by Ty Matthew. And the Honey Badger will take it all the way in for a touchdown.
While the biggest names of 2011 came on the offensive side, it is a safety who had the longest and arguably the best NFL career of the bunch. Tyrann Mathieu was a 3-time All-Pro and a Super Bowl champion with the Chiefs. The Honey Badger lived up to his college hype, being a defensive leader on 4 teams over 12 seasons.
Steps up, long look, and he's got Hilton for the touchdown!
Andrew Luck, the prize of the 2012 draft class, widely considered the best quarterback prospect since Peyton Manning. Coincidentally, Luck was drafted to be his successor and was on track to turn the Colts around in a similar fashion. Playoff berths and 3 straight seasons to begin, including a 40-touchdown season in 2014. Similar to Griffin, injuries ended up being his demise. He shocked the football world with his decision to hang it up prior to the 2019 season.
But I am going to retire. This is not an easy decision. Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life.
2002 is one of the most underrated classes in recent memory. No thanks to Brad Banks and Ken Dorsey, though. Banks never made a roster, and Dorsey's lack of production was already covered. But the other 3 enjoyed plenty of success, starting with the Heisman winner, Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer with a very quick move, and he's going on top for Houshmandzadeh. He's got it for a touchdown. Oh my!
The Bengals were a laughingstock prior to the arrival of Palmer, losing the most games of any team in the 1990s. Once the USC standout arrived, they became one of the most electrifying offenses of the 2000s. Palmer ranked top 10 in passing yards and touchdowns from 2004 to 2010. He enjoyed a career renaissance in Arizona at the age of 36, too. Second in MVP voting and a conference championship appearance in 2015.
And the toss to Johnson. Caught in the backfield, breaks away, now looks for blocks. He's getting him. Another touchdown. Oh, my!
Larry Johnson was a touchdown machine at his peak. From 2004 to 2006, only LT and Sean Alexander found the end zone more. His prime was short, but Johnson was a vintage 2000s bell cow. His 457 touches in 2006 were the second most in history. Willis McGahee amassed over 1,000 yards from scrimmage in 5 separate seasons.
Touchdown, Willis McGahee, his 4th of the game, and the Bills are in the driver's seat.
Both knew how to lower their shoulders and gain the ugly yards. Not flashy, but dependable. Current Saints head coach Kellen Moore used to have Boise State rocking during his college days, and LaMichael James tore it up at Oregon. But this class is not about them. 2 great quarterbacks of the 2010s, Andrew Luck and Superman.
Newton running. Newton gets to the corner. Cam down the sideline. Cam Newton hesitation. Still on his feet. Cam Newton. Touchdown, Carolina. What a play. Superman.
Cam Newton conquered the college football world after just 1 season at Auburn. His rocket arm, 6'5" frame, and superior athletic ability made him the obvious first overall choice for Carolina in 2011. They didn't regret it. As a rookie, Newton ran for 14 touchdowns, a quarterback record at the time. By 2015, he was the MVP of the league and made it to the Super Bowl. In 11 seasons, he scored 269 total touchdowns in his career and became the face of the Panthers. He's on the short list of great players in franchise history. 2017 only featured 3 players, one of them being Bryce Love. The Stanford back was drafted in the 4th round by Washington, but injuries prevented him from seeing any action in the pros. Different story for the other 2, who are among the best quarterbacks in football today.
Little trick play and a throw to Baker Mayfield to tie the game.
Mayfield on first down, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown!
Oh, Baker Mayfield. What a roller coaster he's been on since getting drafted 1st overall by Cleveland in 2018. From leading the Browns to a playoff win, his dramatic fall from grace, to his second act in Tampa. It wasn't always pretty, but since joining the Bucs in 2023, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in football. But the man who finished in 3rd in that year's Heisman voting has redefined the QB position right in front of our eyes.
Likely in motion, he bobbles it, scoops it in, vacuums it home. Here comes Hubbard. Oh, he threw him away like a rag doll. And he throws in the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Absolutely amazing. How in the world did he keep it together and then find the open receiver?
2-time MVP, the highest passer rating in NFL history, and don't forget the most rushing yards by a quarterback ever. Lamar Jackson was a polarizing prospect going into the 2018 draft, but all doubt was put to rest quickly. He's one of the faces of football as a whole, with a Super Bowl ring as the only thing missing from his Hall of Fame resume. Until then, he'll continue to have his detractors, but Lamar is truly turning into an all-time great.
Not bad for a running back.
2016's 5-man class barely misses the top 5. It's Lamar and Baker again, but this time with some reinforcements.
Watson, and he goes down. No, he stays on his feet, throws on the run, touchdown! Unbelievable! Watson, a magician!
Deshaun Watson's career has been a story with 2 very different chapters. At one time, he was the best young quarterback in all of football. 3 Pro Bowls in 4 seasons with the Texans, and 2 postseason appearances. Since, it's been a cloud of controversy and poor play.
Second down, play fake to Thompson, and across the middle, and it's intercepted by Jabril Peppers. He will go to the end zone.
Jabril Peppers never became the same highlight machine he was at Michigan, but Peppers has been a contributor through his 9th NFL season. D.D. Westbrook was the 5th finalist and scored 9 touchdowns in 4 seasons with Jacksonville. More overlap. In 2004, Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush were also members of the famed 2005 class, and Jason White made his 2nd straight appearance. More on him later. Instead, 2004 is all about Alex Smith and A.D.
And this is Peterson. Peterson into the open, midfield, 45, and there he goes! To the 10, touchdown! 64 quick yards.
He's 1 missed tackle away from a touchdown.
Breaking the single-game rushing record as a rookie isn't a bad start to your career. Going for 2,000 yards after tearing your ACL the year prior makes you a legend. 7-time Pro Bowler, over 17,000 yards from scrimmage, and 120 rushing touchdowns. Adrian Peterson's dominance goes beyond the eye test. He has the numbers to back it up. He's a shoo-in for Canton, one of the best to ever do it.
Smith on 3rd down. He will take it himself for a 1st down and more. Alex Smith is in. Touchdown.
6 seasons into his NFL career, it looked like Alex Smith would flame out, but starting in 2011, the ex-number 1 overall pick had a career resurgence nobody saw coming. That year saw him lead San Francisco to the NFC Championship game, and later as a Chief, he propelled the franchise back into relevance. Smith was brilliant in his final 9 years as a pro, 80 wins, 148 touchdowns to just 56 interceptions and 7 playoff starts. His second act adds real value to one of the best classes on the entire list. This one should ignite the comments section. While it's still early in their pro careers, these 4 have done enough to warrant a top 5 spot, especially in the case of Burrow and Hurts.
Burrow
throwing the other way. Corner. Caught.
That's what you look for in a quarterback. Critical third downs in the fourth quarter and just big-time throw after big-time throw.
College football in 2019 belonged to Joe Burrow and LSU. He hasn't cooled off since after being drafted by the Bengals either. Burrow has a career average of 270 passing yards per game while holding the all-time record for completion percentage. He's had deep playoff runs, including an appearance in Super Bowl 56. If there is anything holding him back, it's his health. Still, when he's on the field, he can torch any secondary.
The pedigree of championship teams.
There goes Hurts. Hurts to the end zone, and the Eagles have won it in overtime.
Call Jalen Hurts what you want, but don't forget Super Bowl champion. He's played lights out in both big game appearances and finished second in MVP voting in 2022. He's quickly rising up the ranks of most career rushing touchdowns by a quarterback, all while posting a career passer rating above 95. The passing numbers don't jump off the pages, but he continues to step up in clutch moments and win games. Love or hate the Birds, he's proven he's one of the best quarterbacks today.
Fake one way of Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown!
Is that the moment of Justin Fields' very, very early Chicago Bears career? Those are the plays they envisioned when they traded up to draft him.
A pair of Buckeyes close out the class, with both still competing today. Justin Fields' time as a starting quarterback may be coming to an end in the near future, but the mobile passer sure had some exciting moments. He once rushed for 178 yards in a game, the most ever by a quarterback. Number 2 overall pick Chase Young won Defensive Rookie of the Year with Washington in 2020. While he's fallen short of expectations since, he remains a strong hand on any defensive line. Jason White has the distinction of being the only Heisman winner of the 21st century to go undrafted. Michigan back Chris Perry didn't fare much better, but the class is still ranked 3rd thanks to 2 all-time greats.
Going to the end zone. Fitzgerald! Touchdown Arizona! Cardinals win!
Many still believe Larry Fitzgerald was robbed of the 2003 Heisman Trophy. When comparing pro careers, they may have a point. Fitz ranks behind only Jerry Rice in career catches and yards. He was the number 1 option on a Cardinals offense for 17 years.
Warner has time. Fitzgerald into Steeler territory. 30, 20, 10. Arizona has the lead.
His 2008 playoff run may be the best of any player in history. When the lights shined the brightest, Fitzgerald reached another level, similar to his 2003 Heisman classmate.
Pressure from Thomas off the edge. Eli Manning stays on his feet. Airs it out down the field. It is caught by Tyree. Pressing it against his helmet as he goes to the ground. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
4-man rush. Eli throwing into traffic on the sideline. They're going to rule it a catch by Manningham.
The Patriot Killer, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, all with a 500 career record. Eli Manning had his fair share of ups and downs, but will forever be a legend in New York. He threw enough interceptions to make any coach go insane, but he also threw for over 57,000 yards and 366 touchdowns. And come January, he was a stone-cold killer. In 2011, no player in history threw for more yards in a single playoff run. Is a gold jacket up next? This is the only Heisman class where all 3 players became bona fide stars, a dynamic dual-threat quarterback, and 2 of the best runners of this generation.
Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards. for the touchdown.
No matter what level of football Derrick Henry is playing, it seems like he's competing against children. 6'2", 250 pounds, and still one of the fastest players on the field. Did we mention a wicked stiff arm? King Henry's averaged over 100 yards a game since 2019. He's quickly climbing his way up the all-time lists.
Stays play side, breaks a tackle, 45, blocked from Ayuk down the sideline, 30, cuts back inside 20, still inbounds down the sideline, diving for the end zone, touchdown! CMC!
Christian McCaffrey, the man can do it all. He became just the third player to ever have 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season. A trade to the 49ers in 2022 put him in position to be the top back in the league and the perfect vessel for the Kyle Shanahan offense. 2023 Offensive Player of the Year, leading the Niners to the Super Bowl. CMC, one of 14 to record a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in the same game. Didn't expect to see Chris Wanke and Josh Heupel at the top of the list, did ya? Shout out to 2000's top 2 vote getters. Wanke won the trophy at the age of 28. Being that old as a rookie went as well as you might think.
2nd and 7, and this throw is up for grabs and picked off. Second time in the game, it's Wilson.
Heupel has no NFL career to speak of, but is the current head coach at Tennessee. It's the 3rd and 4th place finishers we're more interested in. No Heisman class has a duo as great as LaDainian Tomlinson and Drew Brees, and they got drafted to the same team.
Brees. Caught by Tomlinson, and now he's off to the races, and there he goes. Chased by Doss, he's got an escort and a touchdown catch and run for LaDainian Tomlinson of 74 yards, and the Chargers strike first.
It was apparent that LT was a superstar right out of the gate. 8 straight seasons with 1,500 yards from scrimmage to start his career. None better than his 2006 campaign, MVP of the league with an NFL record 31 touchdowns. Tomlinson was a first-ballot Hall of Famer and scored 162 times, second most among running backs in history. His teammate didn't get off to the same hot start, but shattered the record books in similar fashion.
Wide open, and Smith, what a way to do it!
He's a great player, but he has done it the way it's supposed to be done.
When Drew Brees retired, he owned every single passing record there was to be had. Completions, yards, touchdowns. He even surpassed Johnny Unitas's 47 straight games with a touchdown pass, a mark thought to be unbreakable. The Super Bowl champion revived football in the city of New Orleans during its darkest hour. Brees, one of the greatest football players of all time.